on strategic planning then. Again, there's a strategic plan in your package. It's a high-level overview of where we're going. We've just updated that plan. It still has to go to the board in July for approval, so it's still draft. But the plan is outlining the overall view of where we're going. So we have the vision, working together for a healthy and functional North Saskatchewan River watershed today and tomorrow. Excellent. And the mission is to protect and improve water quality, quantity, and health of our watershed by seeking, developing, and sharing knowledge, facilitating partnerships and collaborative planning, and working in an adaptive management process. So trying to do that in all the things we do. So we've got an updated draft plan following on the IWMP completion. Again, we have the 4 major goals which were there before, supporting strategies, and again, the new board has to approve it at the July meeting. So, the goals that were there before is again demonstrate leadership in regional watershed planning. So we try to do that by gathering as much information as we can and being science-based and trying to make sure that the things we're putting forward are well supported. Facilitate watershed research to address issues, so we're trying to identify gaps where information is missing, and then trying to get projects going to help fill those gaps. Establish an ongoing collaborative planning and management framework. Again, we're trying to do that. We've been out talking to lots of folks at forums and workshops and getting a lot of input certainly, and the IWMP discussion paper in the workbook. We got lots of feedback. Going forward, we're trying to set up a little more formal collaborative pieces. We look at establishing working groups for each of the 5 goals in the plan, and we'll have technical representatives and stakeholder reps to try and move those things forward. We'll also be trying to establish a more formal relationship with the watershed stewardship groups in the basin. We've kind of had informal relationships with them, but the idea is that one of the goals there is to try and establish more formal processes going forward. Establish a strong operational model in which the NSWA is sustainable, and has clear governance, capacity, and funding. We're working on the governance piece. We've had, as Dave mentioned, had a retreat and looked at governance, try to clarify more of a policy board, and identify more clearly the duties of the executive and the executive director, so those are a bit clearer. Capacity, we're always struggling with that, but we'll try and keep going the way we're going. And funding is an ongoing issue. We still haven't resolved just the amount of dollars we need to keep this going at the level we're at. If the funding starts drying up, then obviously we'll have to back off a little bit and do things more slowly, and we hope not to have to do that, so we'll be coming looking for cash, I guess, throughout the year. So strategic priorities in the plan, again, prepare IWMP implementation and funding plans for 2012 onwards. We've got the plan, we've got 5 goals in the plan. If you have a look at it, 16 different directions and about 60 different actions. So we'll be preparing, setting up working groups to look at those 5 goals and trying to tackle those actions 1 or 2 at a time as we can manage to go forward. And to go along with that, obviously, we need the funding to go with it. We'll be trying to align implementation with the Capital Region Growth Plan, which is a big plan in the central region here. And then the whole NSWA Land Use Framework Regional Plan, which the province will be starting to work on later this year, I think. So we'll be hoping to try and mesh those together. We'll be trying to complete the Vermilion River Watershed Management Plan. We're well on the way there with the discussion paper and plan being prepared. So then we'll be looking there at implementation and funding going forward for those. And again, governance, we'll look at governance models as a society and as LWPAC, and we hope to have something developed over the summer and later this fall, and probably come back to the membership with maybe a new terms of reference and new bylaws for governance towards the end of